Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another movie review by your friends, Millennial Movie Talk, MMT. I am joined today. I'm Brayden. I'm joined today by the always wonderful Alex Lane.
What up, everybody? It's me, Alex.
Brayden. How you doing?
I'm good. Tired. We've had a bit of a stressful setup, but
it's been a night. Recording things over Zoom, as easy as everyone thinks
one
it is.
little black bag caused us so many issues.
Yeah.
I lost the black bag, and then I found it.
It's been an interesting night. Now, Alex, we got sent to a press screening by the wonderful folks over at Universal. What did they send us to go see?
We went to go see Nobody, the action comedy starring Bob Odenkirk, directed by I think his name is Aya. Now I'm going to butcher this last name. I'm so sorry. Nishula, and written by Derek Kolstad. He is the writer of John Wick 1, 2, and 3. And Brayden, I've just pulled up his IMDb, and guess what he is currently writing on?
Oh no, what's he working on?
He's done 2 episodes. The next 2 episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier are going to be written by this man.
Ooh, that's going to be really exciting.
Episode 3 and 4, get excited for that.
I mean, I was already like, if you want to hear our thoughts on Falcon Winter Soldier, go jump over and listen to the main episode of MMT, episode 99.
99, one away from the big hundo.
On the hundo, I'm sure we might talk about episode 2 a little bit, but we'll see. Episode 100's this week. It's crazy. That's going to be really excited for those next 2 episodes. That's awesome.
Yes, so
he knows how to write an action film.
So obviously,
which apparently is really hard according to what we went and saw last week.
Yeah, if you haven't had a look at our Godzilla vs Kong review, please do, and give it a dislike at the moment. Just add to it. It's fun.
Add to the dislikes. If you love Godzilla, go hate our review.
Because everyone else does, apparently. GarageBand's asking to do stuff on my computer.
Oh no, is it still working?
I'm using Audacity, so we're fine.
Oh, it's like, why are you cheating on me?
Yeah, it's like, can we not? Alright.
Yeah. So we should probably talk about this movie.
Nobody, writer from John Wick, and director of Hardcore Henry, which I never got to see, but I really wanted to, and I still got to check it out. For those who don't know what Hardcore Henry is that film that's completely in the POV. It's completely
one. Okay, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, so I haven't seen that, but you know what? I have seen Nobody, and I thoroughly enjoyed Nobody a lot. I had a good time with this one.
Yeah, I had an excellent time. This was the first time being back in cinemas. This is in this like where I felt that the audience was actually enjoying it.
So,
I actually heard laughter.
So the only times I've been to the cinemas for like big films so far have not been that great. The other ones I have been to that have been good have been like Lord of the Rings. I sort of got to see all of them in theaters.
That's right. Yeah, you and Chris have been rewatching all.
So we got to go see them in theaters. That was great. But this is probably the first film that I actually had a great time with in theaters. I hadn't seen before. Because obviously the stuff that came out recently was obviously, if you've heard about our stuff with Kong, you know our feelings about that. And
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry, and even I know you like this, but Wonder Woman 1984 didn't really hit with me. So there
was a lot of Wonder Woman that wasn't special.
But. So this is the first biggish film to come out that I just had a lot of fun with this movie, man.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing where like you walk in, and I'm assuming we're going to talk spoilers after a little bit.
Yeah, we'll cut to spoilers. We'll just give it like our initial thoughts.
We'll get to that. But yeah, I was going to say, because I feel like this is the type of movie you walk into this movie going, this will be like a 2.5.
Yeah,
like this
it's going to be fine. It'll probably just be fun.
Action romp, what you would expect from a Godzilla movie. And then it was actually really good.
You're just out there throwing gas onto it, aren't you?
Mate, it's all I'm about. But yeah, like I had an excellent time in this film. I felt like you really connect with Bob Odenkirk's character of, what was his name? Hutch?
Hutch.
I think it's Hutch.
Hutch something. I'll get it up.
You really connect to him, and like they set up where he's at in his life really well, and they like drip feed you tiny little elements of his backstory because it's really
Hutch
like a
Mansell.
mystery. Hutch Mansell, and the Mansell family.
Yay.
But yeah, what they do with the family is excellent. That's like a spoiler, so I don't want to get into that.
Yeah. Look, just to get out of the way with, because I hate really delving into it with good movies, is the negatives. I basically, the villain's not great. He's fine. He does his job. He's not that well developed. He's kind of just like there doing bad things. I mean, they do a very clever, like the best part of his character is they do like a subversion of expectations with his introduction.
Yes, 100%.
Where I won't go too much into it, but like he walks in, you're expecting one thing, and then the other thing happens, and then it quickly switches back to what you expect.
Yeah,
what's going to happen?
This being written by the guy who does John Wick, it very much
Self-aware.
makes you realize. Yeah, it makes you realize how self-aware they are when people who are like really good at their genre do like comedy and parody of their own genre. It just works really well. Like, imagine if like Wes Craven did. Oh wait, he did
Scream. Yeah, he did. Wes Craven did Scream.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. It just works really well when they already are so comfortable in the genre and they know all the little tricks and tropes that they do. And then they not only utilize them, but also poke fun at them in a really great way.
Yeah, and I thought Bob Odenkirk nailed it in this film. You can clearly tell that he's having a lot of fun with the role. Oh
God, yeah.
He completely sells it, in my opinion. And he not only does he sell the action, but like we know Bob Odenkirk can do comedy too, so I should level that. He sells the comedic moments. Obviously, he's a great actor. If anyone's seen Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, if I've not, you should check them out. He's great in those. But he really surprised me with his action scenes in the film. Like he nailed it. And even just the way the action scenes were filmed, like the choreography and all that was really like on point. Like it wasn't shaky
They did
cam.
an excellent job of showing off that he could actually do most of the stunts.
Yeah,
like he was.
I think he did most of the
crushing it.
stunts. I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to assume that he did everything.
I've
but like,
heard he did most of the stunts in the film.
there's quite a lot of stuff in there where like you can still
You
clearly
can see it's Bob Odenkirk.
it's him.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's so impressive.
Yeah, and that's what
the choreography throughout the whole film was
some
fucking nuts.
like when stunt men go to transition into film, a lot of them don't nail it, but there's a few like the John Wick guys obviously knocked it out of the park and they make it look good. And I don't know if this guy was a stunt guy before, but if he is, you can tell because he's got such a good eye for action and like making you believe that Bob Odenkirk is doing everything he's doing.
And oh boy, he does a lot of very violent acts.
This
film was very inappropriate.
Oh, so violent.
So violent.
It just reminded me, I mean, and you have to compare because it's the writers of John Wick and it's a man who was in an organization, but he's now out of it. He gets
put
drawn
to the
back
side
in
for family.
Yeah, he gets drawn back in after someone wrongs him. So, the parallels to John Wick are absolutely there. But if you go in just like comparing it to John Wick, obviously you're going to be disappointed because John Wick is like one of the greatest modern day action films series. But this is like the best thing that this does to that is bring such a light-hearted approach to it and a comedic, like the comedic moments in this film really land. Well, most of them really land. Obviously, there's a few hit or miss like ones.
It felt so good to be in a theater again with people all sitting a seat apart, but
won't get into that. Do not get into that.
Where also. We're in Adelaide, South Australia, so we don't really have too much to stress about.
What's
at the moment.
COVID?
We're doing quite well. It's been a little bit, but like actually being in a cinema and hearing people laugh, like it was such a good feeling because it's been so long.
It was so much like I said before, so much of this film worked for me. But yeah,
it is the everyman's John Wick.
And I think Christopher Lloyd. So some people that we didn't know was in the film. Obviously, I watched one trailer, half watched it because I didn't want too much spoiled because it definitely seemed like this is a film where the trailers will spoil it. But RZA and Christopher Lloyd are in the film. I'm okay with saying that because they're literally in the credits of the movie.
Oh, they are? Okay, because I didn't know that beforehand. And then in the opening credits when it said RZA and then followed by Christopher Lloyd...
Yep.
I almost flipped out. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, so Christopher Lloyd.
Are we going to get into some spoilers now?
Yeah, I just want to before we quickly wrap up, spoiler free. Like Christopher Lloyd absolutely nailed it out of the park. You mentioned earlier when just leaving the film that you thought the beginning was a little slow.
Yeah, I think the beginning is about as slow as it could have been.
See,
in the sense of like they had to do it so that you get invested in where he's at in his life and what eats at him.
I honestly
I thought it worked.
I'm on the opposite end where like I could have done with a bit more set up about his
Yeah.
life. Like, obviously he has a relationship with RZA in the film. Like him, his dad, Christopher Lloyd, and RZA have a relationship, and like you get snippets of that through like just quickly, like they smartly do it where I'm not sure if you noticed this, but they go past like a picture, and you see Christopher Lloyd
you see
and
like
two
a
kids,
family photo and stuff.
and like
yeah.
that makes you go, okay, well.
You now know everything you kind of
Yeah,
need
so
to know about.
there's some parts of the movie they really do show don't tell well, but with the opposite of that, there are parts where they just like Bob Odenkirk just starts spilling exposition.
Yeah, he sort of there's moments where you really feel that they were proud of themselves for coming up with a cool premise for him, but then they couldn't really find a way to give you that premise in any natural way.
Yeah.
So it ends up being Bob Odenkirk sort of monologuing.
So overall, like really, really found a lot to enjoy with the film. Like the weaker parts of the film don't bother me that much, but they are there. So you have to talk about like the weakest parts to me are the villain, and maybe just the use of some exposition. They do try to counteract that though by making it sort of a joke, which
I was gonna say they play off the joke side of it very well,
which is fun.
and the fact that they do it twice the exact same way and it still works.
Well, it was a funny joke, but I still see that as exposition. And I went even when watching it, I went, okay, this is the portion of the film where they just got to tell us what's going on.
They're like, oh, here's why he does this.
And I could have used a bit more with the wife. She
really didn't get a whole lot of
much to do
screen time.
Yeah,
and it seemed like she very quickly came.
Yeah,
onto
they
his
do
side.
set up their relationships a bit rocky in the beginning of the film, and it just doesn't really go anywhere after that. But anyway, I really enjoyed this film. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I completely agree. 3.5 is an excellent score for this. It was
a lot of
really
fun.
good fun. And so violent.
It's in the range where it's like it's not cinema, but like I probably would go see it again in theaters.
Yeah, I would definitely be like, "Hey, Pa, do you want to come see this?"
Yeah.
And he would probably like be pretty keen because it looks good.
Yeah. Anyway, so there were our non-spoiler thoughts. I don't think we have a whole lot to talk with about spoilers, other than just like the really cool parts.
There are some moments.
Yeah,
moments. There's some moments and some characters who really do a great job.
Yeah, so we'll talk about them, but if you want to stick around for spoilers, obviously it's not like an MCU film where like the spoilers are going to ruin the film, but we're just gonna...
did get a mid-credits scene.
We did a mid-credits scene. So stick around the credits. The first part of the credits, you'll probably just catch it if you leave as soon as the movie ends.
Yeah, if you're leaving at like a normal time for people to leave, you'll catch it.
Anyway,
but
so that was our spoiler.
I highly recommend.
That was a spoiler-free review. Check it out. Now we're going to go into spoilers. Brayden, how cool was it when he killed all those men?
Oh man, so he killed like 4 guys, and then he killed another like 58 guys. It was ridiculous how many people he fights in this film.
Do you have a favorite action moment? Like, because there's 4 big ones. There's the bus, his house assault, where he destroys the money. And then obviously the whole finale in the warehouse.
The finale, yes. I think there's a lot to be said for the finale because the finale is just
Home Alone. It's Home Alone.
It's Home Alone, but like you also get RZA and Christopher Lloyd in there.
Absolutely.
Like,
I was so shocked. Like when they did the scene with Christopher Lloyd where he starts kicking
the
ass.
two dudes come up to
I did not I thought Bob Odenkirk to quickly intervene, but like I wasn't expecting Christopher Lloyd to pull out a double barrel and blow these 2 guys. And then the great comedic moment where he's like holding him to be quiet as the nurse guy comes in. How the hell did he not see a dead body? Because he definitely killed one of those guys.
Yeah, he definitely did kill another guy. There would be blood
everywhere.
That's the thing.
Like this movie does it so well where like it doesn't make you like those thoughts cross your mind, but you don't dwell with them too long because you go, this movie's just a fun action movie. It's not trying to be a serious film.
100% yes. It's so fun what they end up doing with everything. And God, like the fights are absolutely nuts. I love the bus fight early on.
Bus fight's great. When he gets back out and then he comes back in,
is him like really showing you like he's not
and it's
here
like
to fuck
the
spiders.
first moment. Like obviously, if you've seen the trailer, you know the moments in the trailer. But
they show like most of the fight, but the fight just gets even more gruesome.
And it's funny, like the interaction between the gang members as they're kind of like having the break as he gets thrown out the bus and goes to come back in. Like that interaction's like they're actually really funny interactions when the guy's like, "How do my teeth? Do they look bad?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, and his teeth are absolutely
they're just
fucked.
messed up.
Like, yeah, it does a really good job. The montage in it where he goes and absolutely fucks up the entire Russian mob's like cash stash.
Yeah,
like
that was really cool.
Excellent. That was so much fun.
That was the one part of the film though where I watched it and I went, John Wick did this as well though. John Wick, like, he goes and burns his cash, but I mean,
it's you see,
everyone's
have to
gonna
look
do
at
it.
it as you have to look at it as John Wick parody.
You do.
You just have to, because if you don't, you just go, oh well, this isn't original at all.
I just want to I just keep wanting to praise Bob Odenkirk. I thought Bob Odenkirk did a really good job in this role.
The dude is like so good at what he does.
Yeah.
Like everything I've seen,
we've never seen him do
excellent.
anything like this before. This is like when Colin Firth did Kingsman. We're like, that proper British actor Colin Firth is now murdering a church full of people. Like, it reminded me so much of that.
And he's doing it incredibly well.
Yeah, and so
you really don't expect it from these people to actually come out and be like really good action stars. They nailed it.
I absolutely believe Bob Odenkirk could have killed this room full of people. Like, I was like, I'm 100%.
Here. He sells it perfectly in his demeanor, but then also in the sense of like he's got a little bit of physicality to him, in the sense of you look at him and you go, that's someone who used to kill people for a living and now has like gained a little bit of dad weight.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a dad bod, but
oh man, he's choice in this film. He's excellent.
But like I said, I mean, I mentioned it in the other review that like what I did when they did Show Don't Tell was that, and honestly, I think it's too quick of a glimpse. Like if you're checked out in that scene of the film, and like not checked out, but like you have a moment where you lose attention for a second when they pan over to the photo on Christopher Lloyd's wall, and it's him with young RZA and young Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah,
that's something you need to see there to understand the relationship deeper with them. Obviously, this guy's like
no idea why RZA has showed up to Christopher Lloyd's door. Like you're like, why are they friends? But no, it's their like adopted son.
And I thought but pretty much. And I thought they did a really good job of introducing RZA physically. Like, obviously, it's a guy that he talks to on the radio, but like they don't make a big thing going, I'll be there, or like they.
Yeah. He's just literally on the radio and he chats to him for a bit and he's like, dude, you got to get your shit together.
The movie assumes we're smart enough to know that when he appears that we know that's him on the radio.
You put two and two together and you go, yes, this makes sense.
Which is
and
what
like him instantly being like, I told you I wasn't going to save your ass and now I'm here saving your ass.
So
like they do everything they need to and it just sells it really well.
So yeah, other than obviously some really like great action, some really laugh out loud films, I mean, there's just so much to enjoy with this.
They have so much fun with it.
That's the best thing, is that they know what they're doing. They have fun. I love the opening montage where it goes through his daily life. I really enjoyed that.
Every time they utilized the like quick cuts of montage in his life,
and especially
even just to like
the sound
get him to work
with the Metro card. I thought it was really good too.
Excellent.
So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more to say about this other than
I think that's about it.
I think the end fight's super cool. Obviously, the way he takes out the main bad guy is it's the one moment in the film, and surprisingly, the one moment in the film I went, okay, like there was only that.
Yeah, it's like that moment. That moment is like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then they zoom in on it, and you're like, oh Christ, this is so violent.
Yeah. So like I said before, I think a lot of people are gonna have fun with this one.
Yeah, honestly, I think a lot of people are going to have fun with it. I think it's probably going to keep sitting around that like 3 to 4 mark.
Yeah.
Or maybe 4, depending on how much people enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it seemed like a lot of people in the audience really had a great time with it as well.
So, everyone, that was our review for Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk. Make sure to check it out in theaters. We had a lot of fun if you like that kind of stuff. Other things,
go check out our Godzilla vs. Kong
review.
Other
things you can check out. We did do a review for Godzilla vs. Kong. Also, Zack Snyder's Justice League, so please check that out. As well as if you want to pop by and check out some of our full episodes we have on the show on YouTube, that's great. You can find the audio-only versions of them over at Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. Yeah, I do it all the time.
Yeah. Call it iTunes, mate. Cool. Show your age.
Yeah, at the iTunes store.
Yeah, but yeah, and if you like this sort of stuff, let us know in the comments and everything. Chuck us a like or a dislike, whatever you want.
We also have a Patreon.
Yeah, check out patreon.com/Millennial Movie Talk, where you can help support us for $1 or $2.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. We post some really good stuff there. You get a lot of pre-shows and post-shows. So yeah, make sure to check that out. And with saying that, I'm Alex.
I'm Brayden.
We're out of here.